Welcome to Introductory Logic, Lesson 3, and we're going to be talking about extension and intension of terms. Now, if you recall, we've been talking about definitions of terms, and last time we looked at a hierarchy chart that looked like this, where it broke down terms into genus and species to look at how other terms are related with one another. It's about relationship and how we can build these definitions of terms. So that was what we looked at last time. We're going to look at something in the same vein as that, if you will, where we're still looking at a genus and species chart, but we're going to look at different aspects of each term within that. So I have here an example. Let me move this back here. Okay. All right. So if you notice here, device is up at the top. Now I did not branch out. I just went straight down. But it's still the same thing. It just might look a little different because it's just going straight down. But the top genus is device. And if you notice, that is the broadest term. And if you look at the bottom, we've got digital clock, which would be the most specific term. So it goes device, timepiece, clock, digital clock. Now, if you can notice, it goes from broad to more specific, and with each level. And we're gonna look at the reason why here. All right. So first of all, extension of a term would be the sum of all the individual things to which a term applies. So back up here. So for example here, an extension of device would include every device in the world, to include timepiece, clock, and digital clock. An extension of timepiece would include every timepiece in the world, to include the ones that are not listed here. Another example, an extension of the term book would include all the books of the world. So if you can think of it like, and when you extend something, you make it bigger, and more things are included in that. So all objects in an extension of a term have some things in common with each other, and these common things are called attributes. Now, intension of a term is the sum of common attributes of a term. So looking back at this here, okay, this is very hard to get, okay. Okay, so looking back here, as we go up this chart, if you can see my red marks here, as you go up the chart, you get increasing extension because you're gaining more items within that term. So there's going to be more items under the term clock than there is going to be under digital clock, because there's more types of clocks than there are types of digital clocks. There's going to be more items under timepiece than there would be clock, because with timepiece you could have something like a sundial, and so all the sundials, and if there's any more types of clocks. Now if you have device, you're going to have even more items underneath device, because if you thinking back of our attributes, an attribute of a device would be an invention with a specific purpose. So that's a lot of things, more than just a timepiece. So that as you go up the chart, extension increases. Now as you go down the chart, intension increases, because remember, intension is the sum of attributes, and this makes sense. So an attribute of a device is going to be very broad. It has a lot of items in it, and the reason why is because it has a very broad term. Lots of things can fit into it. If it's an invention with a specific purpose, it would fit under device there. But if you go down to timepiece, you're adding more attributes. Timepiece would be a device that helps you tell time, to include other things. So it would have the attributes of a timepiece and the attributes of a device. It doesn't lose the attributes above it. If you go down further, you have clock. Well, the clock has the attributes of a device. It's an invention for a specific purpose. It has the attributes of a timepiece. It's a device that helps you tell time, but it also gains another attribute of a clock, which would be a timepiece that has mechanical gears, for example, among other things, as opposed to a sundial. More attributes could have moving parts, or different attributes there, but if you notice, it gains an attribute. So as you go down the chart, you're gaining attributes, or the term is gaining attribute. It's not losing them. So this is why it makes sense that as you go down the chart, you're increasing intension because you're increasing attributes of that term. And as you move up the chart, you're increasing, this is so tricky, okay. Okay, you're increasing extension because you are gaining more items underneath that term. All right, so let's see if I've covered everything here. Yeah, so that is basically the extension and intension of a term. Basically, if you're going up in the chart, you're going to increase extension. If you're going down in the chart, you're going to increase intention. To gain more extension, you're gaining more items underneath that term. To increase in intention, you're gaining more attributes. Another thing to keep in mind in here is the greater the extension, the greater the abstractness. So the higher up you go, the more abstract it is. And what that means is, like, there's not a hard thing that comes to your mind. It's more of a concept. So for example, when I said the word device, lots of things could come to your mind and it would still be a device. When I said digital clock, a very specific thing came to your mind. So the higher up on the chart the term is, the more abstract it is, because it includes so many more things and it has less attributes. But the more you go down the chart and increase intention, the more concrete the term becomes, because it's something you can like grab a hold of and really pinpoint how specific it is. So that is extension and intention, and that one was really quick and easy when you get it. And again, the higher up is more broad, and the lower down you go is more specific. And that's lesson 3, extension and intention of introductory logic. We'll see you for lesson 4 later.